Una infección muy grande.
Maritza Alarcon quickly wrote a will to leave her family last fall while battling COVID-19. She spoke to us with an interpreter.
She was really thinking that she was going to die.
Alarcon works as a hotel housekeeper in Boston. The hotel says it follows industry guidelines to filter the air. Masks are required for staff and guests in common areas. But because Alarcon rarely goes anywhere other than work, she thinks that's where she got sick.
Pienso que deberían ser un mejor trabajo, una mejor ventilación.
She's telling us about the ventilation, that it could be way better.
As states reopen and more of us return to our jobs in person, scientists say we should be paying more attention to the air we breathe at work. A year into an airborne pandemic, there are still no national mandatory COVID standards for ventilation and filtration that apply to all workplaces. OSHA hasn't even decided yet if new rules are necessary.
For people who work indoors for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, thinking about the air should be really at near the top of your priority list, much higher than surface cleaning and temperature checks.
OSHA, the CDC, the EPA all have guidelines for how to improve air quality at work, but they're optional. Still, a lack of requirements for things like better air filters to trap COVID-19 droplets from a coughing coworker.
Workplaces are all over the place on paying attention to air quality.
We looked at recent complaints filed at OSHA from employees across the country at a variety of different workplaces. They show persistent concerns about COVID transmission at work. Hundreds of reports last month alone of no mask enforcement, lack of social distancing, adding to the risk of contagion in the air at restaurants, grocery stores, schools.
Aerosols build up in a room over an extended period of time. And so that's why you need ventilation so much.
OSHA is weeks behind schedule in deciding whether to issue emergency COVID standards that could include mandatory air quality rules. The agency tells us it's taking time to weigh pros and cons, hearing opposition from business interest groups. The CDC says even once employees are vaccinated, workplaces should still follow COVID recommendations for healthy air. Maritza Alarcon recovered from the virus.
No se preocupan por la salud de sus empleados.
She really wanted to share with you that they as well are putting their lives at risk every time they go to work.
Patrick Terpstra, Newsy, Washington.